Somewhere out there right now, a competitor is doing your market research for you. They spent months building a course. They spent thousands on ads. They attracted hundreds of students. And then those students left reviews. Honest, frustrated, brutally specific reviews. That competitor paid for every single one of those lessons, and you can read them for free. Today we're going to talk about how to ethically steal competitor course ideas. And before you clutch your pearls, let's be clear about what we mean. We are not talking about copying anyone's content. We're not talking about ripping off slides, scripts, or curriculum. That's theft, it's lazy, and it doesn't even work, because content was never the reason people bought in the first place. What we're stealing is something competitors leave lying around in public, the evidence of where they failed their students. Here's the thing about the fear you might be feeling right now, the fear that your niche is saturated, that every course idea has been done, that you're too late. That fear is built on a false assumption. It assumes that existing courses actually solve the problem. Most of them didn't. Most of them got someone 70% of the way there and then left them stranded, which means the market isn't saturated, it's littered with half-finished promises. And every one of those broken promises is a door you can walk through. So grab a coffee, we're going review mining. Let's deal with the saturation fear head on because it stops more creators than any actual competitor ever will. You search your course idea, you see 40 results and your stomach drops. Everyone's done it already. But flip that logic for a second. If 40 courses exist on your topic, what does that actually prove? It proves people pay money to learn this thing repeatedly, at scale. A crowded market is not a closed market, it's a validated one. You know what should actually scare you? Zero competitors. Zero competitors usually means zero demand, and no amount of brilliant teaching fixes a problem nobody wants solved. Think about it like restaurants. Nobody looks at a street full of busy Italian places and concludes that humans are done eating pasta. They ask a sharper question. What are these places getting wrong? Slow service, tired menu, no vegetarian options. The street is full, but the gaps are everywhere. Online courses work exactly the same way with one massive advantage. Course students write everything down. Every disappointment, every confusion, every moment they felt abandoned by an instructor, it's all sitting in public reviews with their name attached. Marketplaces like Udemy host thousands of reviews per topic. Amazon book reviews in your niche reveal what readers still couldn't do after finishing. Reddit threads catalog exactly which courses people regret buying and why. This is qualitative market research that consultants charge 5 figures for, and it's indexed, searchable, and free. Your competitors built the focus group. You just have to show up and listen. So here's the method, step by step. Go to the biggest marketplace in your niche. For most topics, that's Udemy. Find the 5 best-selling courses on your subject. Now ignore the 5-star reviews completely. 5-star reviews are nice, but they're written by satisfied people, and satisfied people don't reveal gaps. Go straight to the 2- and 3-star reviews, not the 1-stars, mind you. 1-star reviews are often refund disputes, audio complaints, or someone having a bad day. 2- and 3-star reviews are gold because they come from students who genuinely tried. They watched the lessons, did the work, wanted it to succeed, and still walked away disappointed. Those people will tell you precisely where the course broke. Read 50 of them. Yes, 50. Open a spreadsheet and log every specific complaint, word for word where you can. You're hunting for repetition. One person saying, "The section on pricing felt rushed," is an opinion. 11 people saying it is a market gap with a neon sign on it. While you're at it, note the language students use because that exact phrasing becomes your sales page copy later. They say, "I finished the course but still didn't know how to start." Your landing page says, "Walk away knowing exactly how to start." You're not guessing what the market wants. The market is dictating it to you, complaint by complaint. Total cost of this research, a few evenings and a spreadsheet. Most creators will never do it, which is exactly why it works. Once you've logged your 50 complaints, patterns emerge, and they almost always sort into 3 buckets. Bucket 1, content gaps. The course never covered X. It was outdated. It skipped the hard part. These are the easiest to fix. You simply teach the thing they skipped. Bucket 2, outcome gaps. I understood the lessons but couldn't apply them. There were no real examples. This is where you add templates, case studies, and worked examples. But bucket 3 is the big one, and it shows up in nearly every niche, the feedback gap. Listen to how these reviews sound. I watched everything, but I have no idea if I'm doing it right. There was no way to test myself. It felt like watching TV, not learning. This is the dirty secret of most online courses. They're passive video libraries dressed up as education. The student watches, nods along, feels productive, and retains almost nothing, because nothing ever asked them to prove they'd learned it. Decades of learning science back this up. People retain dramatically more when they're regularly tested on material than when they simply rewatch it. Researchers call it retrieval practice. Students call it actually knowing whether I'm getting it. And here's why this gap persists. Feedback is hard to scale. An instructor can't personally check 10,000 students' work. So most creators just don't. They upload videos, cross their fingers, and the 2-star reviews pile up, which means the creator who builds checkpoints into their course, real ones, automatically outclasses the incumbents on the exact dimension students complain about most. So how do you actually build the better version? This is where your platform choice stops being a boring technical decision and becomes a competitive weapon. If the #1 complaint in your niche is, "I never knew if I was learning," you need infrastructure for proof of learning, not just video hosting. This is honestly why we built assessment so deeply into FreshLearn. You can drop a quiz after every module, not as a gimmick, but as a checkpoint. The student demonstrates the skill before moving on. You can set passing scores, give instant feedback on wrong answers, and attach completion certificates that students actually had to earn. Suddenly, your course does the thing the reviews begged for. The student always knows where they stand. Now, full honesty, because we promised no ad. A quiz tool will not save a bad course. If your teaching is weak, assessments just measure the damage faster. And plenty of platforms offer some form of quizzing. This isn't a feature nobody else has. The difference is the model around it. On a marketplace like Udemy, you keep 37% of an organic sale, the platform controls your pricing, and it can discount your $199 course to under $15 in a site-wide sale you never approved. Their subscription program now pays instructors just 15% as of January 2026. On FreshLearn, paid plans take 0% in transaction fees. Pricing is a flat monthly fee. You set your own prices, and you own your student email list outright. You found the gap. You should keep what filling it earns. Let's talk about the ethics line one more time because it matters. Stealing content is plagiarism. Stealing customers with lies is fraud. But identifying a problem your competitors created and solving it better, that's not just ethical, that is literally the entire history of business. Every product you love exists because someone studied a flawed predecessor and refused to accept its flaws. You're not taking anything from anyone. You're serving students who already raised their hands and said, "This didn't work for me, so here's your playbook start to finish." 1. Find the 5 top-selling courses in your niche. 2. Read 52 and 3-star reviews and log every complaint in a spreadsheet. 3. Sort complaints into content gaps, outcome gaps, and feedback gaps. 4. Design your course to close the top 3 and steal the student's own language for your sales page. 5. Build in checkpoints, quizzes, and assessments so your students always know they're progressing, because that's the gap almost nobody fills. Do this and you're no longer competing on hope. You're competing on evidence. The saturated market you were afraid of becomes your unpaid research department. 40 competitors means 40 piles of reviews to mine, and most of those creators will never read their own feedback, let alone yours. Your niche isn't full. It's full of gaps. Go find yours this week. The reviews are already written, and they're waiting for the one creator who actually bothers to read them. That creator might as well be you.